Side Street carried the effort. Gang leader of the Dungeon family, representing Carson, California is back. Don't be a hater, comment, subscribe, repost, and hit the like button. Show some support.
Yo, what's happening? SideStreet Kid, back with another episode. SideStreet Stories. Lost count on the episodes. I think it's 27, 26, 27, something. We'll figure it out when I do the title. But yeah, man, be back with another one. So, just out here on the road, trying to get to LA. Y'all been paying attention, y'all probably see me going back and forth a lot. I tend to do these stories when I'm driving, like if I got a little drive or something to do, I do it. I'm probably gonna start doing more like stories, just sitting down talking where I'm not driving. But this does give me something to do on drives like this. Drive from Vegas to LA is like 4.5, 5 hours. So plenty of time to turn the camera on and talk for a minute. But yeah, man, I also wanted to do something a little different with this one. Normally try to tell stories that kind of give a clear picture of like how I became affiliated with the Dungeon family, or my ties, or just like interesting stories, stuff that happened kind of around here. Got so many of them. But I also have stories outside of that, that's just the SideStreet story. So this is like more like one of those times I was thinking I should tell this. So the year was 1999, and I was living in Alabama at the time, in Montgomery, Alabama. Shout out to the Dub, you know what I mean? And I lived out there for a couple years, like for a little while I was like back and forth between Montgomery and Atlanta. Like I was going to school in Alabama. I was in college in Alabama. I started off at Auburn, but that was 94, 95, around in that area, you know what I mean? I know that sounds like a long time ago, but I started college young. I graduated from high school early. I started college like young, so I was trying to age clock me. I'm up there, but I ain't as old as that, sadly. So at this point in time, it's 99, and I'm out of college. I'm just living in Montgomery at this time, working and stuff like that. So what I remember is that it was actually New Year's Eve, 1999, like about to be 2000, right? So, you know, it was like a big deal about it becoming the year 2000, Y2K. Anybody old enough to remember that? It was serious, right? People thought the world was going to end. You know what I mean? The Prince song had people turned up. 1999, a lot of, you know, so-called prophecies and all this kind of stuff, right? Which originally, you know, we was thinking something was supposed to jump off in 95, and it didn't happen. Then it was 99, and apparently nothing happened. You know? So it's 99, and I think I had to work that day, so I got off work. I didn't have plans, and one of the homies, Sack, called him Sack. That was his initials, Steve. You know what I mean? He was working at this restaurant at this restaurant. He was like the lead server or something. He had a lot of pull up there with like bartenders and stuff. So he like, yo, you should come up here for New Year's. It's gonna be lit, right? Like it's girls, it's this, it's that. I can get you free drinks, blah 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 blah, right? So it was a little clique of us at the time that used to kick it. You know what I mean? They was all from Chicago, and then there was a couple of us from LA. And we used to all kick it hard. We used to throw parties together, shit like that. So the other homies, School was going. School from Chicago too. That's my dog too. You know what I mean? Shout out School. Shout out Sack. You know what I mean? My cousin Shannon. You know what I mean? And the whole clique. DeMarcus. There was so many of us. If I don't remember the name, everybody. Shout out to everybody. So School was like, yeah, I'm gonna roll up there, blah blah blah. Cause School was like to drink, like to go to the bar and drink, and there's gonna be girls and alcohol. He there, right? So he like, yeah, I'll come scoop you up, and we can roll up there, you know, free food, blah blah blah. So that's what we did. We ended up going up there, right? Now, I don't think we planned on staying like till like midnight though. We was just going to get lit, and then we was gonna go do something else. Probably go up to the campus or something, like to hang out. I don't remember what the plan was. So we go up there, we get lit a little bit, blah 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 blah, and it was this girl out there. A little older than me. She was like, I don't know, 20 something, 25. She was 20 something. And she used to stay in the same complex as the homie School stayed. So somehow she got in contact with me or something. And she was like, you should pull up and kick it with me. She was like, I think she had a daughter. She had a daughter at the time that was kind of young, like 2 or 3 years old or something. So she wasn't going out, and she wanted me and School. She was like, both of y'all pull up. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I guess she knew him already. She knew we was together. We used to go over there, smoke with her sometimes, blah blah blah. So she like, pull up. Come kick it, hang out, we can drink, smoke, kick it here. So I was like, all right, cool, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? I wanted to go hang out. I always was trying to get up, you know, over there or whatever. So when she offered an invitation, I'm like, cool, let's go. All right, so now when we leave the restaurant, it was like these cops, 2 cops in the car, and they was like slow rolling through the parking lot, right? But I ain't thinking nothing of it. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just leaving the restaurant. You know what I mean? I'm not even driving. I'm not thinking nothing of it. So we leave the restaurant, we get in the car, we went. Now, we roll into the complex. It's a couple blocks away, but not far. And I'm still not thinking about it, but obviously they was like telling us or something, like watching where we was going. So when we get to the complex and we park to get out, they pulling in, like basically like blocking the way we came. Like we gotta walk across them to get where we're going. So they pull in, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, you think they tripping on us? School like, for what? Like, nah. Like, they probably, you know, it was the hood, shit always going on over there. He's like, they probably got a call over here or something. And so, as we was walking towards them, the one cop on the driver's side, he opened his door up. When he opened the door up, you know, the light popped on, so I could see in there. And he opened the door like he was about to get out, and then I guess his partner might have said something to him, because he kind of leaned back like he said something. And then I saw him look at me again, and he shrugged his shoulders like whatever, and jumped out, right? And they drew down on us, pulled guns out, drew down on us, and like, come here, blah blah blah, right? So Scoop was like, fuck we do? So he's like walking to him. I stopped in my tracks. I'm like, look, fuck y'all got going on, but y'all got guns drawn and shit. I said, I'm not taking another step. You want me, you gonna have to come get me. I said, I ain't running, but I'm not coming to you either. You gonna have to come get me. So the partner that came around the car, he came over there and he grabbed me up. So he cuffed me instant. When he got to me, he cuffed me. So he walking me to the cop car. I'm in cuffs. And I'm like, what did I do? They like, shut up, all this kind of shit, right? So he just slammed me on the hood of the car, you know, classic cop shit. Roughing me up, throwing me around, slammed me on the car, blah, blah, blah. Now, as he's searching me, he got me, you know, got my arms up or whatever, and he didn't really search me. He like went down like this around or whatever and came back up and said, got him. I said, got him? And I'm talking about, my heart fell down to my feet. Because I'm like, oh shit, he just planted something on me, right? So, and I didn't know what it was, so I'm looking back, I'm trying to see what he got in his hand. Because I'm thinking it's crack. Like, oh shit, this nigga just put crack on me. Like, I'm going the fuck down, right? Now, the thing is that I had on a dashiki. But it was like, it wasn't a regular dashiki. It was like a custom made one. It was like flowy. And it had pockets on it, but you wouldn't know where the pockets was. Only I knew where the pockets, like under my armpits, like kind of just in the seam. Like you can't see them or nothing. You don't know. You wouldn't even know his pockets on the thing. So I'm like, I got him. Like I don't even have. You can't even get in my pockets, right? And I had some kind of African something on, pants or whatever, like, they ain't have pockets neither, you know what I mean? I had a planner. I was running an art business at the time, so I kept everything in like this organizer, like a planner thing, you know what I mean? That I had with me. So anything I would have had would have been in there, you know what I mean? But I look back, it wasn't crack, it was weed. Yeah, I could see the little green ball for like the 90s. It was probably like a dub or something like that. It wasn't even like a lot of weed, like a dub or something. Like, shit y'all on, you know what I mean? So they end up telling school, get the fuck out of here. We taking him to jail. So that was the second time I had got arrested in Alabama, right? So I'm like, here we go again, right? Alabama jail ain't no fun, right? It's a little bit different from other jails I've been in. So, so they got me in the back seat. And I'm thinking like, I'm really just worried they about to drag me off somewhere and beat the shit out of me, right? And they already fucked me up a little bit. I'm like, man, he's gonna beat the shit out of my ass. In cuffs. And so we get there and they trying to act like they cool or something. I don't know what the fuck it is. But So to preface it, like to go back as a preface or whatever, I'm not sure how much longer, but it was still kind of freshly new on the scene. I was on the front page of the newspaper at that time, and because I was in this hip-hop documentary about, I guess, artists in Alabama. And I guess because of the way I looked and everything, they used me as the cover picture on the article. And it was like front page cover shit. And it got people riled up. They didn't like it. Like city of Montgomery, people in Montgomery, whatever, they did not like the idea of rappers being in Alabama or like bringing hip hop to Montgomery or whatever. So it's like it's kind of a big deal. You know, the younger people loved it. I would go places, yo. When I saw it, I was like, yo, they got the right one. That's the he's gonna represent. Blah 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 blah. They was like in support of it. Older people, anybody who wasn't in hip hop, they was looking at me like I was the scorn of the earth. They hated it. So instantly they started talking to me in the cop car about how many famous people they done had in this jail and all this stuff. And I'm like, why y'all talking to me about famous people? Like I ain't famous. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh, they know who I am from the newspaper article. Right? So I'm like, man, this is different. So, and then the type of famous people they was talking about they had in this jail was insane. They telling me Martin Luther King and Stokely Carmichael, and I'm like, yo, are y'all? I'm like, all right. So I'm just trying to keep it cool, I guess. Let them book me in so I can get in the cell and figure it out from there. So anyway, they got me booked in, and like I said, it was New Year's Eve. I come in at night, and everybody's already kind of settled in for the night, whatever. So I'm in this bitch freezing. I don't have a blanket. I ain't got a cot. I ain't got nothing. Right? Just freezing. They took my shoelaces. Blah blah blah. So I just remember because I had locks at the time, but they was had like bongo dreads that hung down, you know, past my shoulders or whatever. So when they walking me down the tier to my cell, some dude was in there. He said, "Man, you look like Jesus Christ." Right? So I'm like, ah, shit, here we go, right? So anyway, I'm in there. So now, every time the guard walked by, I'm begging for a blanket. They ignoring me, right? So this is one lady, it was an officer lady or whatever, that when they switched shifts, she came on. She cut off on me. I think the heat getting to it. But yeah, I was saying it was like this officer lady that was working in there or whatever. So she's like, I'm like trying to get her to like, this officer lady, please, like, you know, whatever. I forgot what I was calling her at first. I think I was being funny. I might have been calling her sir or something. And she was like, you can call me officer, Mrs. whatever her name was, blah, blah, blah. And I'm still being an idiot in that bitch. I'm calling her Mrs. Officer Lady Sir. Miss Officer Lady Sir. I need a blanket. Right? And she was like, too bad. Should have thought of it. I said, I just got here. You know, blah, blah, blah. So eventually, she ended up bringing me a blanket. Right? So I had my little blanket. It wasn't nothing but a little napkin thin something, but it was better than nothing. So I'm in there or whatever. So the next day, because I don't remember what the day was. It must have been a Friday or something. So I know I had to sit in that bitch for days before I got my court date. So the next day or whatever, I get up and everybody's starting to move around or whatever. I got to sit down, listen to everybody's stories. I'm sitting in one big cell, toilet in the middle. They in there wilding, they trying to sneak cigarettes and joints, lighting shit off the light fixture and all this wild shit. You gonna smoke like hell no, I don't smoke shit. I'm straight. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know, ultra rasta at the time. I'm vegan, all this kind of stuff. Ain't eat nothing in there. You know what I mean? I'm living off the apple and the orange that they give you and shit. So I end up going to court, and I just want to get out at this point. It's been days I've been in here, right? So I just want to get out. So I'm like, look, that shit was only a dub. I'm like, I'm gonna just plead guilty. I'm gonna plead guilty, and I'm gonna ask for like a pay fine and maybe like probation or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it ain't serious. I know they could have gave me like up to 6 months or some shit like that. So I go in there, I try to plead, whatever. And the judge denied my plea. I didn't even know they could do that. But he denied my plea, sent me back upstairs. So when I go back upstairs, you know, they put you in this little, it's like a cell that's in between the court and the jail. You know what I mean? That, like a little court holding cell or whatever. And then one by one, you go into a smaller cell with your public defender. And you tell them how you want to plead, blah, 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 blah. And then from there, they line you up and you enter into court. So when they put me back in that room, they was coming in getting people like one by one or pair, whatever, however many people, like a couple at a time, and they take them to their cell or release them or whatever happened in court, I guess, from there. So eventually got down, I'm the last one in there, ain't nobody else in there, and they just stopped coming. And I'm like, yo, I've been in here for a minute. Like, y'all ain't gonna send me back up to the cell or whatever? Like, what the hell going on? Man, they left me in that motherfucker for days. I don't even know how long I was in there. Like, there was no clock. There was nothing. But I was in there for some days. Like, right, 2 days, 3 days or something. I don't know. No food, no water, nothing. Just in there. I almost died in that bitch. Damn sure almost went crazy. You know what I mean? Like, psychological shit of it. Like, thinking they forgot about me and I'm gonna die in there. Whatever, you know what I mean? Because I guess they use this like once a week, like court or something. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be in here for a whole, I'm dead before they come figure out where I'm at or something, you know? So, by the time they finally got me, I was too weak to stand up or walk or anything. They like dragged me out that bitch. And they took me to these, like, look like showers or something, but they make you strip down and they delouse you, they hit you with this fog, whatever. And they gave me the long stay uniform. You know what I mean? At first I had on, I just got arrested jumpsuit. Now I'm in, like, I'm gonna be here for a while jumpsuit, right? And they pretty much carried me from there back to the main cell. right? So now, that cell was dumb crowded. Like, people everywhere. They would sleep all on the floor. It was like a park bench kind of thing in there. It might have been 2 or 3 of them. They were sleeping on the benches, on the table part, everywhere. It was bunks in there too, but all the bunks was taken, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, man, I'm not sleeping on the floor, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to, I gotta at least get a bench or something, you know what I mean? So I ended up having a bench and slept on the bench and whatnot. So that next day, after we got our little food or whatever, you know what I mean, I was finally feeling a little better. I had I think I had an apple and an orange, some water. And what it was people was trying to be my friend because they knew I didn't eat meat. So I would trade my sandwich, or whatever meat they had or whatever, I would trade it for whatever they wanted to trade it for. Like sometimes they would eat another apple, orange, a Snickers bar or something, some potato chips or something like that. Which at the time I really didn't eat that kind of stuff neither, but you know, I had to figure something out. So was this dude in there, and he was like, man, he was like Green Mile big. Like, what's that dude's name? Duncan. He was big, swole, I mean, huge, right? And he in there, he's looking at me, like thinking, he's shaking his head, I'm like, oh, fuck. I don't know who this cat think I am, but he come fucking with me, and I'm gonna take him out. I'm not playing with this big ass nigga, right? This ain't no, I don't know if he think he gonna get a fist fight. He's not getting a fist fight. You know what I mean? So, I'm like, I'm gonna have to do it dirty real quick. So, but I'm trying to just stay to myself and not give him no reason. So eventually he's like, I know where I know you from. I'm like, you don't know me. You know what I mean? I ain't even from Alabama. He like, nah, I know you. I'm like, where you know me from? He like, man, I bought your tape. We was at the Winn-Dixie. I bought your tape. And I was like, oh shit. Do know me because I used to sell tapes. I'd be at wherever I was, but Winn-Dixie, I definitely remember selling tapes at the Winn-Dixie. You know what I mean? So now my mind on a whole nother thing, like, oh shit, I hope he liked it. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell me he mad because the tape was whack, right? And he was like, man, I'll be bumping your shit when we start singing songs and shit. I was like, oh hell yeah. I'm like, he a fan? Like, you fuck with me? Like, oh shit, like it's on, right? So, yeah, so it was pretty cool because from there, now everybody like, oh, you rap, oh, you make music, you rap. So the rest of my time in there was like a party because now everybody, all they want to do is rap. They just want me to make the beats. So I'm put the mattress up, a little metal bed or whatever. I'm in that motherfucker. Making the beats, you know what I mean? And they'll just rap. Everybody just all day, rap, all night, rap. You know what I mean? And people throwing me food and little stuff, whatever. Here, I don't even eat that. You can have more of my chips. So, I ended up in there. I don't know how long it was. It was over a month. I was in there because I had to wait to go back to. No, actually, I didn't have to wait on nothing. I just didn't have a bail, and I didn't have a plea. So I had to basically go to trial. And so what happened was, once I went to trial, once the trial started, I went in there with my public defender or whatever, and he explained to me the judge wasn't gonna let me plead guilty, and that it had to go to trial. And I'm like, what kind of shit is that? Like, I never heard of a judge that don't want to let you plead guilty. So the first day we go in there, the same 2 cops show up, and the judge starts asking them questions. And so they, trying to tell him what happened or whatever. So he was like, well, when did you put the evidence in? Because they said the evidence hasn't come back from detox. That's what they was calling it, detox. Evidence ain't came back from detox yet. He said, it ain't came back from detox yet. He's like, well, it's been over a month. Like, when did y'all put it in? And they was like, oh, we put it in on whatever the date was. They said it was that day that we was in court. So the judge like, you just put the evidence in today? And they was like, oh, no, we meant this date last month. So he was like, and it ain't back yet? They was like, nah, it ain't back yet. So he was like, all right, well, he was like, this man been in here waiting on whatever. He like, I should just let him go and throw it out, because y'all didn't have plenty time, wham. But they asked for an extension, they asked for something, and he gave it to him. So basically sent me back upstairs with a bond, right? So it didn't matter, because at that time I didn't have no bank accounts or nothing like that. I had enough money to bond out, but it was in cash, and it was in property. So I couldn't get to that money, you know what I mean? And even if I could, I'm not sure if you can bond yourself out anyway. I don't know. So what happened was, my cousin Shannon, I guess he had been watching. We was all friends. School friends with Shannon. We were. So when he told Shannon I was locked up, I think Shannon was watching, trying to see. I guess he saw when a bond came up for me. So then he contacted my mom. My mom had to come get me, because he was like, everybody had out-of-state licenses. They couldn't come get me. You had to have an in-state license, something. So I think my mom had to get with one of my family members from out there, and they was able to come bond me out. And then after that, the rest of it was all downhill. I got bonded out. The homie Sack was taking a legal course at the time, and his teacher was a lawyer, and somehow it just worked out in my favor. Buddy was like, when he told him what happened, he was like, tell him to call me, and he took the case pro bono. And I took off, went to art school, and he got that shit dropped. I don't think the cops ever produced that evidence against me or whatever. It just was what it was. But yeah, that was, that's pretty much the story. But it's just funny, like, how many times I felt like music, like, saved me, or like did something for, you know what I mean? Because that was like random as shit that Buddy recognized me from buying that tape, and then just that little interaction made the rest of my stay in that jail, I mean, it's jail, but it made it bearable, I guess, you know what I mean? It gave me something to do. It's pretty much like a party in there after that. The whole time, yeah, man, that's the story. I'm gonna end it there. I know it's probably about 30 minutes. Don't have to be in 2 parts now, but that's the story, man. Salute everybody out there. You know what I mean? Side Street Kid is an effort. Tap in with me. Definitely use the support. There's a lot of people that say they like my music, fuck with the wham, but it's like, but y'all only interact with it in ways where other people benefit from it, like a YouTube or an Instagram. They get whatever they get off of the interaction us being on the platform, you liking a picture or something like that. But that doesn't help me at all. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Look out for your boy one time. It ain't gonna hurt to share something, repost something, whatever. Put it in your stories. Tell somebody about it. Or shit, go download a song. You know what I mean? Like, turn my station on iHeartRadio, something. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of ways to support, but yeah, man, tap in with me, check me out. I got a lot of content, a lot of music. My new album I'm dropping is called The Llama Forever. That's coming out soon. But in the meantime, I got albums out. I got Good Kush, Good Drink, Bad Girls. I got an album for Effin'. I got Push Button Future. I got my poetry album. It's called If Heaven Ever Spoke. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go back and drop some my older projects again too. Like, people been hitting me up online asking about like my older album that went through the park, like Local Product. I had songs on there with like Sean Ferris and different people, but specifically I got asked just the other day about that Sean Ferris song. I actually saw Local Product. I might try to salvage my first album, The Daily Grind. That album had a lot of features on it too, like the Green Mob and Backbone. I had Corrupt on there and Brother Roscoe. You know, there was a lot of little hidden gems on there. So yeah, just tap in, man, and if you watch the videos, don't just watch them and do a thumbs up or something, you know what I mean? Drop a comment, let me know you saw it or what you was thinking, or if something you thought was funny or wasn't funny or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just tap in with me. But anyway, I'm out, man. It's happy.